have 2 minutes.
Wow, 2 minutes. So let me just
and
start.
You can see Professor Karuti is coming here, running.
Oh, God. So in 2 minutes, maybe what I can say is a quick comment on what has been said. Wangeshi, I think, Agpo, what you have missed to say also is, even these percentages that are being given, are those people truly living with disability? Who gets paid the money from this Agpo? Are they living with disability? Are they really women? Who are really behind these companies? Because from my research, you find that there are people behind those AGPOs. They take women, even their mothers, their old grandmothers, they register them there, then they're the ones who get the money. So really the big boys and so on continue to get the money from AGPO contracts, even though they say they are AGPO. So that is one thing that we must deal with legislation. Senators are here. We must really tighten who receives the money, who is at the receiving end. Secondly, I want to just say this, and I'm using my 2 minutes quickly, to comment also on the issue of, land ownership and so on for women. And I want to just give a practical example in Homa Bay. We gave seeds to farmers. And when we were giving seeds, I went, to the ground. 70% of the people receiving the seeds were women. So they came, and then 30 were men. Then I said, we have a maize mop-up program. And we put money that we now want to buy the maize after the bumper harvest. And when I went to launch the maize mop-up, the men were more than the women. And I asked, where is the M-Pesa statement? Because we were paying by M-Pesa. I want to see the M-Pesa statement of the payments we've made. 70% of the payments were going to men in the M-Pesa payments. So who's selling the maize? The men. Who was planting the maize? The women. So there is an imbalance around that we must deal with. And then also make a final comment and just say that Homa Bay, we are very blessed because on the leadership front, we have 3 women MPs out of the 8 constituencies. We have the women rep, we have a nominated woman senator, we have a woman governor. So we are really moving forward on this, and we thank the people of Homa Bay for believing in the leadership of women in terms of moving this forward. And I want to thank Honorable Muma because she was the chair of our elections committee, and she said any woman who is on a seat is getting a direct ticket. So she really helped in terms of moving that forward. Our senator is here. She's one of the biggest women supporters there. And then just coming back to, what account is doing, and I'd already said this, in terms of policy and regulatory framework, I think it's already been mentioned, within our CIDPs, within our ADPs, within our sectoral plans, have we put these issues, and then have we translated them into budgets? Because without budget, really, even if you have a beautiful plan, it will go nowhere. And I'd just like to say in Homa Bay, we put 80 million for an enterprise development fund to look for women traders and see how to support them. We've put 40 million for border funds to also look at the youth. We put money for purposes of inclusion of persons living with disability, giving them assistive devices and tools of trade. That is money following the policies that we've put in place. You already spoke about financial literacy, which is a big thing, and then we must deal with the barriers. And I'm just saying this because in Homa Bay, and it was said, the triple threat of HIV infection, gender-based violence, and teenage pregnancies. We are number 2 to Narok as far as teenage pregnancies are concerned. We are, among the leaders. And this teenage pregnancy, it's a story only when you see the paper. I go to facilities every day, and every time I walk into a facility, like clockwork, there will be a child delivering a child. Like clockwork. You cannot miss a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 12-year-old, 11-year-old. So we must deal with it. And what we are doing is working on a framework together with our other partners, NAC and LVST and many partners, EGPAF and so on, to come up with a policy framework. And we are launching it, I think, next week when there is a Maisha conference, so that we can see how to deal with the triple threat of teen. And we have a governor's mentorship camp